Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the M12, it's the American Tier 7 SPG, and we're located on the north spawn of mines. And the name of the commander is Guji72. Yes, it's another of Guji's replays. He's playing in the Tier 7 American this time with the 155mm. He's got one mark of excellence on the barrel. And I wonder where he's actually going to go once the battle starts. Well, that's going to be interesting to see. Okay, well, battle started. Only 100 M12s were ever built. They built 60 in 1942 and a further 40 in 1943. And the reason they didn't build so many is that they actually had a shortage of the 155mm gun. And Guji is headed for Nigel's spot. This is a spot that's been made famous by What Arty Noob members. We found it some time ago, quite a few years ago now, and it's actually a really excellent position for hitting the enemy on the south side of the hill. Makes it very difficult for the enemy to take the hill, because if they do try to and they send a tank up there, they're more than likely going to get hit with a shell from Nigel's spot. Okay, that T-3485 has decided to move away from the hill. Guji's backing off, and the reason he needs to do this is because if you've got a shallow firing SPG, and the M12 does fire kind of shallow, those rocks actually inhibit the aim of the shell. Now those rocks were actually put in by Wargaming during version 1.0 when they redesigned the HD maps, and I think I just saw a tracer there from an enemy Arty. He's off slightly to the right, that's it, just over those buildings, I think. Now they put those rocks in, and I think one of the reasons they put those rocks in was because Nigel's spot was so powerful that it enabled you to win a battle from that position. You could really damage the enemy, because if you got the right Arty, yes, there is somebody in that corner. Round out. Ooh, that building's never going to be the same again. Well, it will really in the next battle, but it's certainly not going to be in this one. They'll have to get the repairers in. Now, he's reloading, almost ready to shoot. I'm pretty sure there is somebody in that corner. I think he might be in the other side of the building, actually. Just in the corner. Behind the building. I definitely saw a tracer. And if he's still there, we'll see the tracer very shortly, because he'll be ready to shoot if he's reloaded. There's an M41 and a GW Panther on the enemy team. And I think it's very likely both Artys will be in that corner. Now, thankfully, we've got the time to actually look at these and try and do this counter battery, because the enemy doesn't appear to be attacking at the moment. We've got the hill. They're trying to come up the east side of the map, and they're stuck on the southern island. We occupy the west island. Still no sign of tracer. Now, this is very odd. The enemy Arty doesn't appear to be firing at all. Now, Guji's decided he needs to lend his support to his team, and there's a chappie who's got minimal hit points, 6 hit points left. A splash will be enough to finish him off. Round out, and he gets the kill. So he's on the scoreboard, got 1 kill already. Now he's reloading. It's about a 20-second reload, 22-second reload on the M41, M12 rather. Built on the chassis of an M3. Of course, the chassis of the M3s were readily available at that time. Okay, now he's going to go for that Su-85. It's very difficult trying to thread a shell between those rocks. Can't hit the tanks on the other side of the hill. And he's trying to get a better angle there. See if he can hit even further. And also the P-43 Biz is the last remaining enemy on the West Island, so he's worried about that P-43 turning up at this corner. So he's getting ready for a shotgun. If the P-43 Biz does make a move, the Nashorn might spot him. The Nashorn's up on the hill, as you can see in there, just off to the left. And Guji is getting ready for the shotgun. He's dialed in. If the P-43 comes around the corner, he's getting a 155mm shell right in his face. He may not know that Guji's here. He may have no idea. And it's a bit tempting to have a go at that IS-2, who's actually up on the south side of the hill. Yeah, he's getting requests from the KV-1 for Arty to kill the IS-2. Well, the P-43 hasn't turned up, so I think Guji's going to have a go at the IS-2 and certainly that T-43. And for that, he needs to go right to the edge of the map to loop the shell over the edge. Okay, now he can certainly get a shot on T-34, but we can't see the IS-2 at the moment. Round out on the T-34. It stuns him. Oh, now a Type T-34 is actually turned up in the water nearby, in between the island and the mainland. And Guji's got as far back as he can. The Type T-34 has just been taken out by the Nashorn. There's the M41. He's been spotted at the back of the map, probably by somebody on the hill. We fire a round in and kill the M41. That's the second kill. The Nashorn, who's been stunned by enemy Arty, is pulling onto the island, probably going after that P-43 Biz. We've lost sight of that IS-2. If the KV-1 could get sight of that IS-2, then Guji could have a go at him. But Guji's going to have a go at the enemy Arty, who has been spotted. And yes, he was in that corner. He was just seen. Dialing in another shot. Round out. Oh, he got him! He's killed the GW Panther, the Geschutzwagen Panther. That's the Tier 7 German SPG, and that's because he's killed both Arty. That's counter-battery medal. There's the P-43 Biz. He actually went onto the south side of the island. He's lining up a shot, dialing in, working out where he's going to be. Probably about there. Oh, now the other Arty on their team, the M41, just fired a round in and hit the target. But I suspect that that target pulled back after being hit, and therefore Guji's shot was a miss. No, he didn't pull back, but we didn't hit him. So he actually lost 200 hit points to the M41. A T-34 has come up onto the south side of the island, and he's got minimal health, so a splash would be enough to take him out the game. And the M41's trying to splash him. Now, Guji can do the same, and lining him up, firing around at the wreck, and he takes out the T-34 behind the wreck. The splash was enough to, once the shell hit the wreck, to take out the T-34. So he's now got 4 kills. That means he's also earned a fighter badge. Now he's almost reloaded. Okay, he's ready to go. Line up the shot on that P-43 where he was last seen and put the round in there. I think he's waiting for the Nashorn to get actual sight of the enemy. Of course, if the P-43 is there, there he is. He's actually pulled back behind the rock. But if you were to splash him, that would help the Nashorn by stunning the target. Round out? Not yet. No, we've lost the Nashorn. But we did stun the P-43. That's unfortunate, because if we'd actually stunned him before the Nashorn was hit, I think the Nashorn might have stood a chance. We have picked up some stun assist because the Nashorn, not the Nashorn, I think it was the KV-1 hit the P-43. The M41's trying to kill him as well. We've now got a 1 tank advantage. And of course, remember, the enemy's got no Arty anymore. The 3 tanks they've got is the P43 Biz, the T3485M, who we think is on the left side of the mainland, or the west side of the mainland, and the Stug 3G, who's guarding the pass on the east side of the map. Now, the question is where? I think actually the T3485 is more than likely going to be in K4, guarding that entrance in, that route in, because that's the way he was headed. So he's just going to be to the right of where you're aiming right now, Guji. Just to the right. No. Well, the Stug's going to be over that side, but he'll be behind that rock. The KV-1's about to find him. The KV-1's coming up. He's come down from the hill. So we've got the Scorpion on top of the hill. There's the Stug. Yep. Just as I predicted, on the east side, guarding the east side. The unfortunate thing is we can't get a shell in because that's an Arty safe position. The closer they are to the rock, the more the rock acts as a shelter. They're in defilade. And there, yes, just as I thought, in K4, there is the T3485, and he's got very low health, so a shell in there will be enough to finish him off. And I think he's moved around the corner because he's worried about what's going to happen. And we've killed the T3485 with Splash. That's our 5th kill. Or rather, Guji's 5th kill. Now it's going to be very difficult to get that Stug. I think it's very likely the P43 will probably try to get back to the mainland. The KV-1's taking a lot of damage from that Stug. It's a very dangerous situation now because the KV-1's had to back away because the Stug is actually, he's down to a 1 shot. The Stug could easily get him now. He doesn't want to push it. There's the P43. In actual fact, he's gone the opposite way. He's gone onto the island. He's headed north, which is a very silly move because now he is vulnerable to Guji's shell. And Guji gets him, and that's a Top Gun. Takes him out the game. There's only 1 tank left to kill, and that is the Stug. And the Scorpion's coming down now to help the KV-1. It's 3 against 1. The KV-1's been killed. He was a 1 shot for the Stug. The Stug's trying to make a run north. Or is he? No, he's stopped at that rock. No, he is trying to go north. Guji's loaded. He's ready to go. The Scorpion will probably go after the Stug. Because there's no sight of the Stug at the moment, Guji can't really shoot, but from this position he's safe from view from the Stug. He's going to cut straight across the water. He's not going to bother. That's the 2-minute warning. There is still enough time for them to cap out. If the Stug has abandoned his cap, they could get into the cap and cap out fairly quickly. That will force the Stug to come back to them, and then the Scorpion could take out the Stug, or Guji could shotgun him. I think the best thing they can both do is head straight for the cap. Now just as he crosses this point here, he could come into view of the Stug if he's nearby, if he's on that slight rise. He might be spotted. Sixth Sense hasn't gone off. Oh, the Stug's at the other end. He's capping at the other end, in which case he's nowhere in sight, and he must have realised he's made a critical error now, because not only is the Scorpion capping, but both of them are capping now, and he's only got 40 seconds to return. There's no way he's going to be able to return in time. He'd have to race across, and of course we've got the M41 on the West Island, so he can't come back that way. Guji's getting onto the east side of the cap, which is where there's a dip, and that will also enable him to get a shot at the Stug. There's the Stug. He's been spotted. The M41's going in for the shotgun, but unfortunately Stug gets him. but the clock's going to count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the Stug enters the cap just as we cap out to win. And Guji tries a last shot at the Stug and misses, but it doesn't matter because they got the victory. So let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And it's a third class tanker for Guji 72 in the M12. He also picked up a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 9 in that battle. A Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills. And he picked up a counter battery fire badge or medal because he did actually take out both SPGs on the enemy team, the GW Panther, and he also took out the M41 HMC very nicely as well. In fact, he did spot the GW early on in the battle, but the GW for some reason just stopped firing. Obviously, probably because he knew he'd been seen, and maybe because he didn't want to come out of cover, because if he came out of cover and changed position, he might have been seen from the hill. But it worked very nicely anyway in the end. So there we go. He's in 5th place on damage, 716 hit points of damage. The Scorpion managed to get 894, but the top scorer was the Black Prince with 2,334 hit points of damage, and he picked up the high caliber. Guji managed to get the highest number of kills, 6, just double the score of the Scorpion, who only managed to get 3. But when it came to base XP, Guji was down in 4th place with 658 base experience points, and the Black Prince was top with 852, with the Scorpion just behind with 746. Guji fired 11 rounds during that battle, got 2 direct hits, 2 penetration, 8 splash, damage of 716 hit points, of which 593 were at more than 300 meters. Obviously the closer one was that P-43 Biz, who was actually on the island, as well as the T-34. They're on the south side of the island, but well within range, close range of Guji. Guji hit 6 of the enemy, he killed 6 of the enemy. He also did 150 hit points of stun assistance off 4 stuns. And he also managed to get 41 capture points right at the end when they capped out to win. On a premium account, he earned 21,296 credits. After ammunition resupply, and the ammunition is fairly cheap for this Arty, he still had 8,976 credits. He received 987 XP, times 5 for the first victory of the day, and he took away 4,935 experience points altogether. So pretty good victory. Top Gun, counter battery for Guji 72 in the M12. That's always welcome. If you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.